Welcome back to the Simply Max podcast, and tonight we will be talking about my Barcelona predictions with a couple of special topics that I hope everyone enjoys, and let's get straight to it. The first topic is, will Kimi Antonelli keep his streak alive? So I think he will. I mean, is there anything to prove otherwise? In a circuit like Monaco, which everyone thought the Ferraris would have the advantage, he managed to do what no one thought was possible and just demonstrate that he and his car are superior in every single way. I mean, we see that in like slow speed corners they weren't supposed to be good, but guess what? He still finished first. And the Ferraris were just behind him by a decent margin because of Charles Leclerc's crash and because Lewis Hamilton. I mean, 6 seconds, not that bad, but like you know what I'm trying to say. Kimi was still on top. And while in my previous review over the Monaco Grand Prix, I might have been a little bit harsh on George Russell as I have my own opinions on him, let's say. But I believe he is the only one that is capable of stopping him because they both have the rocket ship of the Mercedes car. And so I think that is what allows him to be able to even compete. Because if we look at Lewis Hamilton, who is second in the championship, I don't think he has a shot at even competing or even making it close to Kimi Antonelli because the Ferrari isn't as reliable or isn't as good. So I just think that George Russell has more of a chance to win more races than Lewis Hamilton has a chance to keep to catch up in that amount of time. But also, we can't really discredit Kimi Antonelli. We have to know that he is doing his best, and with his best, he will be able to beat everyone. It doesn't matter if people are doing amazing. If he does better than them, so what? It doesn't matter. He's looking unstoppable, and right now, there's nothing to tell me otherwise, unless Barcelona shows something else. Let's go to my favorite topic of the podcast, which is how will Max Verstappen do in the Barcelona Grand Prix? Almost every F1 fan knows that this is the place where he won his first Grand Prix in Formula 1. And let me just tell you, it was amazing. I've watched the highlights because I wasn't there, I wasn't watching F1 at the time. And so I've been watching highlights of Max Verstappen for a long time now. And that race was amazing. I mean, it was so emotional and it was just so good. And also something that happened there was both Mercedes crashing into each other. Wink wink, maybe that happens again, probably not, but you never know. It's not like he's just got his first win here. He is also a 4-time winner in the circuit, and that just shows how excellent he is in this. So maybe that gives him an edge as compared to the other drivers who aren't as experienced or aren't as good in this type of circuit. Yes, I do think Max Verstappen is capable of a podium in Barcelona. I mean, Red Bull has been looking amazing as of late. I mean, look, well, FP1, FP2 come out a little slow, then they usually manage to be able to do good in FP3 in qualifying to surprise everyone. And then in the race, something happens like a spin, engine failure. It's just, I am coping right now, but Monaco's still hurting me deep inside. But yeah, I mean, I believe he can get a podium. I don't want to jinx him or anything like that, but I just believe that his experience and how the RB22 has been looking is just, well, it's just let him be able to be good. But while talking about the RB22, it's important to say that this is going to be a true test to see if RB22's, like the Red Bull car, has been good because of the type of circuit or because it has good pace and it is a good car. As we see in Monaco, there was many slow speed corners, but in this one there are more fast speed corners, which Max Verstappen himself has said that they were a bit rough in those parts. And then also the fact that there's more straight, something that I believe they've been struggling before. So in inspiration of this podcast, I started this podcast because I want to share my opinion. And I've been watching a lot of podcasts about F1. So I want to shout out P1 with Matt and Tommy because they have many topics that I really want to do, but at the same time, I want to do my own thing. But I really like to do this, maybe to slander a certain someone, but I want to talk about this next topic, which is my flop of the race. So many of you could guess it by how much I've been talking about him negatively. But yes, my flop of the race will in fact be George Russell. The reason I chose it is because if you remember in a certain year called 2025, there was an incident involving Max Verstappen and George Russell that made Max lose the championship that year because of a DNF. And I think karma will hit him hard, and his mental state will be even worse. And it's not just because I don't want him to do good, but it's also because he's been looking really rough and really pale as compared to his teammate Kimi Antonelli, who has been putting up a masterclass. He's been looking like the best driver on the grid so far, and George is nowhere close. I mean, at the start he was, but recently he hasn't even gotten points, which is something absurd, especially with a Mercedes car. But it's not, like I was saying, it's not about the car because they both have the same car. I believe that at this point, George Russell's mental state is not in a good spot in terms of F1 and racing because I think he has no confidence in himself right now because of the lack of good performances. But now that we're done with the flop of the race, now we're done slandering other people, let's talk about my predictions starting with pole and then moving on to the top 3. So, with pole position, I have my GOAT, Max Verstappen. Yes, this is a shock to a lot of people because normally I would put Kimi Antonelli, but I have a slight feeling in my heart that Max Verstappen will pull it off. I mean, yes, it will be his first pole of the season, but at the same time, you have to take into account that he's the only one that is not a Mercedes driver to get in the front row, which is P2 in qualifying. So I really believe that qualifying is their strong suit right now. I don't think they have the greatest pace for a whole race, but I do think they have one of the higher peaks of the best cars out there. And let's just say time and time again we've seen that it's not just the car, it's Max Verstappen. And Max Verstappen has been pushing the car beyond its limits. As we saw in Monaco, it's not a good car, but with Max as the driver, anything can happen. He is the best driver on the grid. He is the most talented driver on the grid. And with him, he is the one who is able to push the car beyond its limits to make it seem good when it's not. Hey, now let's go to our top 3 of the Barcelona Grand Prix. For P3, I have Max Verstappen. Yes, I know I put him at P1. Yes, P1 for pole. Yes, I know all of this. I made this ranking myself. But I just believe that the Red Bull car doesn't have as great of a pace as the Mercedes, as the McLarens, or as the Ferraris, and I don't think it's at the point where it can keep up with the others. Well, it may start at pole, it's a good starting point, but I don't think it has the pace to be able to keep it up and not get overtaken by another car. I believe Red Bull has the 4th best car, and with Max in C, I think it can propel it to a podium, but in the end, I think Kimi will catch up to him in mid-race, and then someone else who I won't say because I don't want to spoil the list will catch up to him in the final laps of the race, and it will be an entertaining battle, but I think at the end he will take over and overtake Max Verstappen. But P2, last time in my last predictions I put Oscar Piastri, but this time I am putting Lando Norris. Yeah, I know Lando has been a little shaky, and it's not because of his own skill, and it's not because of how he drives. It is because of the reliability of the car. We know that Lando has not been lucky with his car at all. There's always been a reliability issue, which has always caused him to either not be able to finish the race, start the race, or perform good. Or we can talk about a certain McLaren strategy that really screwed them over. But that's besides the point. I think Lando Norris will have the luck this weekend, will have no issues, and I think he will show everyone why he's one of the best drivers on the grid, and that McLaren does, in fact, have a good car. But I also think it was a testament to McLaren and how good their car is. I also don't want to put a Mercedes P1 and P2, which is why I'm not putting George, as well as me wanting to make the most accurate list as possible, so I really can't have my biggest flop being George Russell, and also my P2 being George Russell, because that doesn't make sense. P1. Everyone knows it's going to be Kimi Antonelli. Kimi has been looking unstoppable. In this current form, he's looking like he's going to be 2023 Max Verstappen. In fact, he's getting there right now. And so, unless this race goes wrong, I think he's the one to. I mean, he is the one to beat, but I think he's unstoppable right now, and I think he will be unstoppable the whole season. So I am really looking forward to 2027. But yeah, I just don't think there's anything to say. Kimi is the best driver right now. Kimi has the best car right now. There's nothing else. He is putting up the best performances, and I will always be putting Kimi at number one unless there's a race that tells me I should try something else. Otherwise, like I was saying earlier, it's not just about the car; it's also about Kimi. I mean, we saw in Monaco that Kimi is amazing, and he even lapped his own teammate, which is crazy because they both have a rocket ship of a car. Don't get me started on the Red Bull, Auto, all that nonsense. We know Mercedes has the best engine. I do not know what FIA is doing, but let me just get that point across. They have the best engine, they have the best car, and right now they are putting the best performances. So there's nothing more to say except that they are looking locked in. Well, thank you guys so much for watching my predictions for the Barcelona Grand Prix, and let's see if I get them right. I'll see you guys for my review. Peace out.